I love this church, and I love each of you. For those of you who don't know me, I am Pam Martin, and I'm one of the senior members of First Baptist Church. I think long before we came to this day, and long before we came to the meetings that our large group began attending a long time ago, I think the Lord knew way in advance how this was all going to turn out, because plan after plan after plan was not successful, because those were not His plans. So I trust with all my heart that these are His plans. And I cannot tell you how honored that I am to follow in my dad's footsteps, serving as a member of the Long Range Planning Committee and the renovation team. Short of being called his daughter, it's probably one of the greatest honors of my life. And I have to think that my dad in heaven would be proud of me today. This piece of wood came from a large tree in their yard. The tree is estimated to be about 150 years old. This church and my family's history in it are almost as old as that tree. Our membership in First Baptist Church spans 5 generations and 125 years. My great-grandparents on my dad's side, James and Amy Meadows, were among the early members of the church. She was the church pianist for over 40 years. She had a difficult time because she was very petite and short, reaching the pedals on the floor with a regular piano bench. So she used a little stool that could be raised and lowered. The church gave me her stool after she died. Both sets of my grandparents, Yule and Ina Cummins, and Joe and Nancy Cummins, were members here, and they were all active in this church. Papa Joe helped in the construction of the present church building, and he brought the large wooden columns for the front porch from the train station using his wagon and team of horses. It took multiple trips. My Mama Ina taught Sunday school for many years. As a sign of their commitment to this church, Great-Grandfather Meadows and Papa Yule signed a promissory note at the bank for the money to begin construction of the present church building. They, along with 18 other men of the church, had faith that they were doing God's will. It took 16 years for the congregation to pay off the $23,000 debt. My mom and dad, Alfred and Vivian Cummins, were baptized here at a young age, and Dad served as deacon and Sunday school director for over 40 years. I was 6 months old when they first brought me here to church, after returning from living in Alaska for 4 years in Fairbanks, while Dad served in the Air Force. I have been part of this church all my life, except for those first few months. My sisters Jan and Kelly and I were all baptized here at a young age, and my daughter Alexandra was also baptized here. I have a lifetime of special memories of this church, going back to my childhood. I began playing the organ at a young age, and I've played it for most of my 57 years as instrumentalist. If God allows me to serve 3 more years, my great-grandmother Amy and I will have been church musicians at First Baptist Church a total of 100 100 years. A special memory is when my daughter was a little girl. She would often climb up on the organ bench and sit beside me as I played for Sunday morning services. And trust me, many a time I hoped she didn't reach out and slap those keys. My dad was chairman of the renovation team that oversaw the total remodel of the sanctuary in 1977. Many of the design ideas were his, and he also drew the architectural plans for the renovation. My dad loved this church, and when he could no longer attend due to failing health, I would keep him informed of all the church news. One of the last talks he and I had was in late September of 2016, shortly before his death. We were alone in his hospital room, and I was telling him about the church business meeting. The words he said to me that night, I will long remember. He said, I should always make decisions based on what is best for this church, not what is best for me. It is those words that helped make it easy for me to embrace the proposed renovation and construction project here at First Baptist, even though it may well mean I will never play the church organ again or sit on the pew my family occupied for nearly all my life. I am so excited that the sanctuary my dad designed will have new life as Legacy Hall. After sharing the renovation ideas with my homebound mom recently, she said Dad would be so proud that the church he loved dearly will be more beautiful and more functional than ever before. I am deeply honored to be part of this team that is committed to the vision of the church that not only preserves the legacy of generations before all of us, but will serve generations yet to come. The renovations and the new construction will make First Baptist be almost like a brand new church, but at a fraction of the price. As part of our commitment to this vision, Roy and I will donate to the church an L-shaped strip of land that borders the former DeBoard property across the street over there. Acquiring that land will enable the church's parking to be expanded. We will also remove the fence that separates our funeral home parking area from the churches, allowing them to join. You and I have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make this vision for our church a reality if we have faith and if we are committed. May this be our inspiration for the future of First Baptist. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and your plans will succeed." I love this church, and I want what is best for it.